Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World, and today I'm doing a very simple and quick project to end my Valentine gifts for the grandsons. This is just a wee tiny bar of chocolate. It's actually one of these animal bars. I know you can get them in the UK, but I'm not sure about anywhere else. But I've taken the wrapper off and you can see the bar still well sealed, so no hands or anything on it. It's totally hygienic. So I didn't want to keep the wrapper on. The bars are a wee bit young for some of the boys. One of them would suit, but the other three are a bit older now. So I thought I would go with this. Just simply wrapping it and adding a nice wee bit of baker's twine. Couldn't remember the name of that. So if you want to make a wee bar, here's what you do. You get your main piece of paper for here, and it measures 2 1/4 inches wide by 5 1/8. Then you need 2 strips. I've gone with the In Colours Matching Sweet Sorbet In Colours 6x6 papers. Not sure where they are, but you get a nice variety of spots and checks and whatever. So you need 2 strips at 5 1/4, but 3/4 of an inch wide, and you score them at 1/2 an inch, so that you have a wee score line of 1/4 of an inch and another part at 1/2 an inch. So that's all you need to do. You're going to need your baker's twine or ribbon or whatever, and the 2 stamp sets I'm using, Country Bouquet and Stitchery. I haven't used the Stitchery on this one, but I can see that you can see the mark of the darker paper underneath at the bottom anyway. You can't see it at the top, so I thought I would put a wee line of stitches right around, which would take that look away. So that's what we're going to do. I have a scrap piece of this from the Country Flower Lane papers, because I want to punch out the heart. And I think that's all we're going to need, are 2 ink colours called the Balmy Blue and Sweet Sorbet. So we want to start with this. We've scored our line and we want to join it to this. So you just put a wee strip of your glue or a piece of tape, whichever you're used to working with. There's going to be no real pressure on, so you don't have to worry. But we're going to use that score line that we made. So we're putting with 1/2 an inch at this side and 1/4 of an inch at this side, and we're using that score line to line this paper up so that we get it nice and straight at both sides. So that just keeps you nice. If you're a bit mad like me, you might be all over the show trying to line it up, you know. So I thought this would help. So again, just a wee strip of glue. And use that score line to line you up. Now, if you've got wee slight bits hanging over the edge, you can give them a wee trim, and that won't cause any havoc then when you go to the other side and wrap it round. Just a wee fraction, just a wee hair of paper, nothing too drastic. And then you know you're nice and even. So we could do our stamping now with our Stitchery stamp. And I've gone with this one. I'm going to go this way. And I'm going to do it in the Sweet Sorbet so that it sits out and covers that darkness of the other paper. And let's hope it behaves itself and doesn't squirt all over the place. So it might need a wee bit of paper. So I might go this way actually, with the wee bumps going out the ways. And I just want to line that up so it's not coming off the paper. And that just gives it that wee bit of cover. I think it's good enough. It'll work the best. So another wee bit of ink. I'm so heavy-handed. I get ink everywhere, honestly. Drive myself crazy. And then I'm heavy-handed putting the stamp down too, which you don't need to be because they're perfectly able to cope with a very light tapping. But that's me. I'm going to do the same, putting towards the bottom. Get a good grip of this. I'm just keeping it inside that paper. I hope. Yep, good. Set this out of my way. Get this closed. So now with that done, we want to wrap it on our, isn't it lovely on the other side? That is from the mini catalogue. It was actually, I was intending to do this and then thought I'm not doing them. These are slider chocolate bars. Oh, goodness, we're getting the light through here. Come on. That's a bit better. So these are slider chocolate bars. You've done them before. I've done them before. There is a tutorial down there. But when I made them for the boys before, they hadn't a clue what to do. They were opening everything up. I wasn't with them at the time, so that's a waste of time. So, set your chocolate bar, not in the full centre. You want part of it to go a wee bit further than the other so it's underneath, but sort of try and get it nicely lined up. And this one will pull over. And you want them just to line up and put your rough scores in now. Without breaking your chocolate bar, of course. You can flip it over. Do the same here. And then we just have to seal it shut. So we're going to put another thing of glue here, or your tape, whichever. Just push it into those lines that you made. Make sure you're happy with where your chocolate bar is sitting. And fold it over and try and get it to meet as best you can. And that's nice and tidy. So we'll let that sit. I'm going to set that on top of it so it dries, and we're going to do our punching. So when you buy this set, you can buy it as a bundle. You know from old that you save a bit of money. If you're looking the whole bundle, now's the time to get it. And then just another wee bit of that. Line it up so that you're getting your heart. I'm not too bothered about the rest of it, but I will keep them in the stamp box for using at another date. Waste not, want not. I didn't want to put too many hearts on it, as this is for boys. So this will sit in the centre. And we're going to wrap a bit of twine round. I can actually pull that loose. We're just going to bring that to the centre. This will be hid inside. So wrap that around again. I want 2 wrappings of it so that you can spread that out and have a nice wee bit of string showing through. So just lap it underneath and tie it in a wee knot. And I'm going to tie it in a double knot because it's coming loose. Just cut them down short. You're going to cover them anyway. But you want to spread them out so that you have a bit of a, like a crisscross nearly. And then get yourself a dimensional or whatever you use. I'm just going to use half of one of these just to keep that in place. And then on this one I'm going to use smaller ones. Dimensions will fit as well, but I haven't enough big ones left on that sheet, and the other sheet's away down the end of this room. So pull that off, that central one, remove your small ones on the back of your heart. You could put that stripy heart there if you wanted, and then just set this so it's parked in the center of that. And then we just need to do a wee bit of stamping with the For You. Sure I left it. Just keep your wee scraps, they're perfect for these. So I want to go in balmy blue for this to tie in with the blue paper. And just put it down at the bottom. Less cuts. Whoops. And then we're simply going to cut straight across. I haven't left much room there for a wee tail, but we'll get something out of it. So I'm just cutting down the centre and then tailing it off. And that gives you a nice wee tailed sentiment. So I'm just putting really small ones, these wee ones. So just 2 in the centre. I didn't want it sticking out too much. These are only, I think, 1 centimetre, or else half a centimetre, or millimetre, one or the other, I don't know, but they're skinny anyway. So just pop that over the top of that, and that is it done. So I think the stitching is nice. If you're happy enough, if your front paper is darker than your other one, that's fine. You could stick it on top, but it's entirely up to you. Plenty of options there. So those wee chocolate bars are pretty cheap. You can grab them in any supermarket at all, and they're perfect for that age group. So that will go along with all the other wee bits and pieces I've made. So hope that helps you, and I'll catch you all again next week. And have a great Valentine's Day. Bye.